horizontal line and then one coming up like so. Haven't bothered to dimension it, like a center line. I'm putting it at origin, kind of makes sense, but it doesn't really have to be. I want to make sure that center line has a horizontal relation to it. Now I can go to features, revolve boss face. Uh-oh. Warning me. Non-thin revolution requires a closed sketch. Would I like it to be automatically closed? No. So make a thin feature for me. Just bump up the thickness of that so it looks a little bit more like our original part. And I'm not crazy about that right there. So it may not have been worth my while to leave it open because I wind up with that. So, I don't know, there are different ways to go about doing this. What I think I would probably do in this case, instead of accepting the fact that that's open, double normal to, and close it. Now I could use the offset tool. I'll select the sketch tool, offset entities. I'll pick this one and this one. Or I could have just selected select chain. I'd have to pick that second. Select chain, and now control my offset like so. Now I've got a 0.2 offset that's going to control my wall thickness. Let's close this shape for a line here, and then down here, or up here I should say, I'll go for a vertical line that closes that and trim it. What's the fastest way to trim that? Yeah, drag this over. Okay? Remember, the trim tools are cool, but if you can just drag a point. Saw what I just did? Just to remind you, zoom in on here, faster than power trim even. Notice that now I can actually control the angle of this thing. Uh-oh. Good for me to check that. It did not control it. Could be coincident. I'm in the habit, because it wasn't always the case that we had all these symbols, I click on points and drag them all the time, just to make sure my sketch behaves. Because what I ran the risk there of having an open shape, and it would have given me that selected contours warning or some other warning to tell me that I don't have a closed shape. So I'm very much in the habit of doing that just because I've been using the software for so long. But this is a nice way, by having used offset entities, to control true wall thickness. This should be 0.2 apart. In fact, I can dimension it. It would be over dimensioning this to do so. But it's telling me, do I want to make it a driven dimension? For some reason, I think I told you before, my computer